Hello, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us today at the GIC. And today we have a special show for all of you called the GIC Love-A-Thon. And that's what the GIC is all about. It's all about love. It's all about, you know, anyone that's a member of the GIC knows this. It's all about love. It's all about the promotion of unity. It's all about um, bringing the world together as one. And of course, we all know that the saying that the owner and person who runs and started and organized this whole amazing center called the GIC is Bernard Alvarez. And Bernard Alvarez is one of my favorite lines that he says is one love, and that's where I learned that from Bernard Alvarez. So I want to welcome everybody. Today's GIC Love-A-Thon is to celebrate the GIC in closing and wrapping up 2012. And of course, also, we are raising some funds going forward for 2013. Now, the GIC is supported by its members. It's supported by contributions from a lot of different sources around the world, small donations that keep the GIC going. And then, of course, it's full of members like us who contribute, different areas of the world. For instance, I'm basically a conspiracy theorist, but really it's all facts. So it's kind of funny that as we move into this new paradigm, everything's becoming more factual and the veil is lifting, and most of us are getting to see the truth about the world that we live in. And that's what the GIC does. And that's why from the beginning of my activism, I hooked up with Bernard Alvarez, and we used to do radio shows together. Now we do one called Tribe TV on live stream and the whole nine yards. Been very supportive of my work, and any one of us who start up a small organization or activism or anything that you need, Bernard's the place to go, because Bernard's website, if you haven't looked at it, gic.org, thegic.org, I mean, you've got to see this website. You can have a group page on it for free. You don't have to contribute any money. Bernard will set you up with your own website page and the whole nine yards. Of course, I'm on there, Roxy Lopez, The Truth Denied, and so many of us. So today's program, we're going to entertain you. Bernard decided, as we're bringing in Yvonne from the UK and Anelia Benz, and of course, we have a really special guest who's been a member of the GIC since the very beginning, Tere Joyce, who's a fabulous comedian. I mean, it goes on, and we're all here to celebrate. That's what we're doing today, to celebrate and to raise funds. I personally am going to be hosting the show today all throughout. And if you have any questions, put them in the chats, get a hold of us. But we are raising funds, and Yvonne is going to take care of that. She's going to give us come onto the show periodically to let us know how the fundraising's doing. And please give from your heart, give from your prayers, and give from your pocketbook. And I'm being straightforward with you. We can all do this together moving forward into 2013. We did a show a couple of weeks ago and we talked about it. Derwin Sherwood's going to be on the show. He's going to present some fun facts and so forth and his experience with the GIC. This is really big, people. To have an organization that's this successful in reaching not thousands, not hundreds. Bernard has been doing this for about 8 years. And we celebrate going into 2013, the ninth year of the GIC. He has reached millions of people. How many of you would like to reach millions of people? So that's the point. And for very little amount of money, it's not like we're raising millions of dollars here. Bernard has managed, and I do mean managed, to keep this all going for all these years. And look, now we're on live stream. He's supported by live stream, his radio shows, his group pages. His work is worldwide now. He's reached the world. We've reached the world because we are collective. The GIC has reached out and, basically encompassed all of us and all of our work, like Miriam Delicato's work with the Hopi. It just goes on and on. This is a fabulous, organization, if you want to call it an organization. of just, you know, you know, Bernard was one of the original administrators, organizers on Facebook for the GIC. So, um, you know, oh, yes, and of course, Exposing the Truth. Have you heard of Exposing the Truth? I think they have almost 400,000 members. One of the first people to admin that and make that a possibility and make that go big. So it just goes on and on. And I'm sorry, I have a phone ringing in the room and I don't know where the phone is. Okay. So we're just gonna have to deal with that. But as far as again, far reaching, when Bernard came into my life, I needed to do radio and I had no idea how to do it, where to do it. And GIC said, "Hey, we'll take you on. We'll do a show. We'll sponsor a show for you." And that's how my radio shows began. I wouldn't even be in radio right now if it weren't for the GIC. And of course, everybody knows the Truth and I Talk Radio. We as well have grown incredibly. When I met Bernard, I think I had maybe 30,000 hits on our YouTube radio channel. Well, now we're approaching 2 million. And that was just, 10 months ago. So what I'm trying to say is when we all come together and work under the GIC umbrella, amazing miracles have happened. And I, for one, would not know what I would do without the GIC. And let me tell you, it's not just support if you need a show or live stream shows, or you need to be on one of their shows or one of his shows. It's beyond that. You also get the emotional support. Bernard is somebody who understands what we go through as activists in this world. We get terrorized by the public. And Bernard is there. He's been doing this for so long that he understands what we all go through. And as a collective group and fellowship, if you will, we have support with all of our members. The members support each other as well. So please give from your heart and give from your pocketbook today. Like I said, I'm not going to dance around the subject. GIC needs money to operate. And he's not talking about millions of dollars. And Bernard puts this money back into the GIC. So that's very apparent. And you all know me, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I dig in, I'm a whistleblower. If Bernard wasn't doing what he says he's doing with the money, I would know. Okay. So, you can count on me. My credibility surpasses all of that, for those of you who know us. So without any further ado, I want to get through this. One of the comedians that I'm going to bring on, uh, the only Tere Joyce, has toured as a professional stand-up comedian for many years. In 2003, she was a top 10 finalist on the first season of NBC's Last Comic Standing. You all know that one. And akin to the show's agenda, Tere hoped for the sitcom in the sky, but instead she found herself in a raid by the DEA at a medical marijuana dispensary, if you can believe this. The experience awakened her to a new journey that shifted her goals. She began producing and performing in benefits for cannabis-related causes, which included raising money for those who were incriminated for marijuana-related offenses. Twice a month, she has her own segment, in Hollywood, with Radical Russ Belville, on the Daily Normal audio stash. Tere Joyce produces and hosts her own radio show, Hollywood Hemptress Hour, and she is just, I have no words. She is just a big ball of energy, a wonderful person. And on top of everything, she's been a member of the GIC from the beginning. And I would like to introduce her, the Hemptress herself, star of the hit series Last Comic Standing, Tere Joyce. Just an honor, and that you've been a member of the GIC from the beginning as well. And, like I said, the Hemptress herself. Let's bring this lovely woman on, Tere Joyce.
Well, I'm happy to be here, and thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of the fundraiser. I really love the GIC community, and I know it's when I don't know. It just feels good to be with a community of people that have like a like mindedness. So it's and the information is just really wonderful. So thank you for having the GIC.
Absolutely. We're all honored to be a part of the GIC, aren't we? And you're just another example of someone who, gets it. I love when you said like mind because that's exactly what it is. We're all like mind. We're very supportive of each other. Some of us have never even met one another, in person at
Yeah.
all, but yet there's such an energy about it, isn't there? It's a home, it's a fellowship, it's a family.
And it's wonderful because it wouldn't happen if we didn't have this kind of technology now. I feel that with having your forum and the way your website's set up, as well as we've got Facebook and Twitter and cameras, connected to all of those types of forums, that people can connect globally in a way that I feel that normally we couldn't. I mean, the information that you have on the GIC is something that I had never read or saw or was privy to. I might have inwardly suspected that something was going on, or might have been confused about some of the things that I was starting to realize. But the fact that you have it here and that it is so accessible to the so that people can begin to say, hey, you know what, I think that might be true, or this is the knowledge that I know. I think it's going to connect us on a much larger scale around the world. And it is happening.
Agreed, and it is happening. Absolutely. One thing I think that as well, Terry, about your past and what you have turned tragedy into comedy, literally. I think that's also helpful too. Why don't you share a little bit with us about how that works for you? You know what I mean? How you've turned tragedy in your life into an actual activism stance to make us all laugh at ourselves. I mean, I think it's brilliant.
Well, it's funny for, I mean, it's the fact that you're asking me this is kind of surprising to me because originally I didn't see it as being like my life's path. It wasn't until the incident happened with the federal police and the whole situation that I actually realized that something was wrong. I think until then I was kind of like just sort of sleepwalking. I had regular goals that the television told me that I needed to have. I mean, I dreamed of like the Academy Awards or the red carpet, or I'd call my mom up and go, well, what are you wearing? And now, like, I'm like disgusted by it. It's like so I completely done a complete turnaround that way. I feel in my heart when all of it started coming down, and again, all of a sudden, I was on the cover of the Pasadena Weekly with about marijuana, and I was thinking, whoa, how did this image happen in my life? Like, I don't, what is going on here? When I realized that there was something going on, and that I cared about it, and that I feel that as an artist, we have certain gifts of communication, like being funny or writing something or blogging or, being on film or writing a song or whatever that is, that I decided that I wanted to be, I thought, well, how am I going to contribute? I mean, how are you? And I thought, well, I want to be a artistic activist. Like I felt like John Lennon was, or Yoko Ono, or or Bob Dylan, or a lot of the performers that performed during the revolution back in the 60s. And I thought, you know what, it's to me, it's like of the heart. It's like I don't know, like, I don't want to go it's divine, but it definitely is something where I feel like, well, that to me, I care about it. It's the one way that I can contribute. And so and if I didn't do like some of my tragedy into being funny, I think I'd probably just like freaking go insane, maybe. I don't know. I mean, the only way to do it is to like find the humor, find, what is the solution to this. And if there isn't a solution, at least if we can laugh about it, and you recognize that you laugh about something that you're not really willing to admit actually really exists, then I feel that we're taking a step forward. in finding a better world or a more harmonious planet to live.
I think you make some very good points, Terry, because as at the same time that you're doing the comedy skits on some really really freaky event that happened in your life. I mean,
Yeah.
to put it bluntly, you're also bringing awareness because every time you do that comedy skit or what have you, that's one more person out there that may have had the same thing happen to them, or brings the awareness that something's wrong, like you say, or brings the awareness into focus that we really need change. And so you're doing it in a way that we can, it's such an easy pill to swallow when we're watching you do it. Because we
Oh,
can
I'm
laugh.
well. That's nice. That makes me feel like I'm actually that's the goal that I had with doing it. Well, actually, literally, I shook their hands at the end of the day. I
Yeah.
shook their I shook their hands. The FBI, and I go, thanks for giving me 30 minutes of new material. you know, like I left going like they were laughing with me, which I thought was kind of whew, they knew I was caught in the wrong spot, really, basically. Thank
And,
God.
and how fortunate. I know exactly how fortunate. So with that in with that in mind, I want to thank you for joining us today and giving us a piece of your world, and a
Thank you.
wonderful piece of your world. And we're going to move on and enjoy some hearing about some of the donations that are coming in. We're going to get a report and everything. So Terry, uh, thank you so much for being here
Thank
with
you.
us, and keep coming back because we love
I
you.
I will. I love being a part of the GIC community, and I just want to say anybody who's watching right now, please give a donation, because it's I can't think of a better place to like put money in. I actually donate once a month to the GIC. Not a no, I'm a sponsor. I'm not a whole lot of money. I'm on the very minimum one because I don't when I have more, I'm going to give more, but I give something every month because it's important to give where you get your spiritual information and community, where you get your spiritual like information, your gifts, and this place is a gift. So thank you.
It is a gift, and it's a gift to have you here today as well. So thank you for taking the time, Terry. We really appreciate it. Mwah. Have a wonderful
Thank
holiday.
you. Thanks.